Appointment of directors.
Okay, friends, good evening. So, today's class will be about directors. We'll see
Okay.
what are the various types of directors. Subsequent to that, we'll proceed to learn how directors are appointed. Regarding appointment of the director, that's the next step. So, today we'll try to understand what is the meaning of board of directors and who are these directors. What are various types of directors? All these things will be learning. Going to share with you the relevant file right now. So, watch your screen. I'll be sharing you the PPT. I think PPT is visible now.
Yeah.
Right.
Wait,
So
you need
we are
to.
supposed to learn now this part appointment of the directors. But before that, we'll be learning who are directors, what is their position in the company. All these things you'll be learning. So to start with, before appointment of the directors, we'll understand what is this concept of board of directors. I request all of you to mute your speaker. If you want to ask some questions, you can unmute your speaker and ask questions as you like. So if you read this particular section, section 210 of the Companies Act, board of director or board in relation to a company is the collective body of the directors. That means all the directors taken together will be called as the board of directors. Okay. And what is it? Who is a director? That is defined under section 34, section 2 clause 34. Director means a director appointed to the board of a company. Right. So board means the collective body of the director. And a person who is appointed to that board will be called as the director. That is a simple definition. Both the things are defined in section 2. Okay, one is section 2 clause 34, other part is section 2 clause 10. Okay, very simple to understand. Collective body of the directors is called as board of directors or board, and the person who is appointed to that board is called as a director. Right. Now question asks, then who can be appointed to that board? Whether a corporate can be appointed to that board or only individual can be
Stakeholder.
appointed, or an individual can be appointed to the board of directors. What is coming to your mind? Can I appoint a
The
corporate?
shareholder.
Can I appoint any other body to the board of directors, or only individuals can be appointed to the board of directors? What do you feel?
A body. No, not an individual.
Not an individual.
Stakeholders will.
The shareholders
No,
in
now
both.
question is
Shareholders.
individual or not individual. Suppose, can I appoint a company? Can I appoint a partnership firm to the board of directors, or
No.
only individuals can be appointed?
Oh, only individuals can appoint.
Only individuals can be appointed. That is what the law says. You see, if you read subsequently, or our normal understanding should be like this: directors are individuals. They are the individual people who are appointed to the board of directors. And why they are appointed? They are appointed to manage the business affairs of the company. Right? And you know, company is an artificial person. It's a legal person. It's an artificial person. Company needs some person to manage its affairs. Shareholders are the owners of the company. Shareholders can themselves manage, but if the volume of shareholder increases, the size becomes very large. It will be very difficult to manage the company by shareholders. Therefore, this concept of board of directors is there. These are the directors who manages the company. Company needs to be managed by human beings. A body corporate cannot manage them. So these human beings are directors. They are appointed to the board of directors. Right. And these directors may be from shareholders, maybe outsiders. So different kind of directors are there. But basically, the purpose of their appointment to the board of directors is to manage the company. Okay. Now, if you try to understand what is the legal position of the directors in the company, first of all, they act as agents as well as trustees. Okay. As agents, they bind the company. That means whatever they do, if they are doing some act, they are doing it on behalf of the company as the company's agent. Right? They bind the company. Suppose directors has signed a particular agreement on behalf of the company, and director is authorized to do so. So director is doing so as an agent of the company, so they can bind the company. Okay. So in that kind of situation, the law of agency comes into the picture. picture. When the director is signing, they signing as an agent of the company. And they also, their position is also like a trustee. Directors are required to take care of the properties, money, and trade secrets of the company. Entire company, with entire company, directors manage a kind of trustworthy relationship.
Yes, sir.
So therefore, the position is a kind of dual position, the position of an agent as well as the position of a trustee. It's also a kind of fiduciary relationship. That means legal, ethical relationship. It's a relationship of trust with the company. With the company, directors maintains a kind of fiduciary relationship. So therefore, the office of the director is an office of trust. It's a person of mutual trust, you can say. Entire company is managed by these directors. And one more concept we need to understand, that there is a definition in the Companies Act. That definition is about officers of the company. The officers of the company includes directors. That means, now you tell me whether directors can also be called as the officers of the company. As per definitions, the officers inter alia includes directors. Meaning, directors are officers or not?
Director.
Whether directors
Yes, sir.
can be called as the officers of the company.
No,
sir.
Your answer is no. Now read this particular definition. Section 259
Sir, some
of the Act inter alia
Fine.
includes directors. So
Yes,
officer
sir.
includes directors. Therefore, we can conclude, yes, directors are also
some
officers. Directors are also officers. Now the next concept we are going to talk about. An officer is always an employee of the company. Now whether director is an employee of the company.
yes.
Yes, that
Yes,
is
sir.
also employee of the company.
Your answer is no. But since now you have concluded directors are also officers of the company, and officers are employee of the company. Therefore, directors are also employee of the company. A normal
Yes, sir.
director,
Employee of
director simpliciter, is also an employee of the company.
According to some provision of Companies Act.
This is
According to some provision of
certain provisions of the company. There are exceptions to that. You are right. According to certain provisions of the company. Therefore, I am saying is director simpliciter is an officers of the company. So subsequently, we will discuss what are the various kinds of director. Which kind of directors can be generally considered as an employee of the company? Who will not be considered as not an employee of the company. That concept also we will be discussing shortly. Okay. Now the collective
Sir,
body
what
of
is
the
the
director.
difference between sir whole-time director and director, sir?
Yeah, I'll be coming to that. I'll be coming to that subsequently.
Okay.
Okay. What is whole-time
Okay,
director?
sir.
What is director? I'll first let us understand what are the various types of the directors. After that, only you'll be understanding is there any concept of whole-time director or not? First of all, under Companies Act. Okay, we'll be seeing that. Well, friends. So now we have concluded that the board of directors are collectively referred to as board. Okay. Entire body of the directors will refer to as board. Board takes decision. How board takes decision? So it discusses the proposal. That proposal is passed or the resolution is passed. And before that, it is seen that certain things it is required to be passed in a meeting of the board. And certain decisions can be taken without meeting also. Through circulations also resolutions can be passed. So depending upon the type of resolution. So board of directors takes a decision. Okay. So here one thing we will be knowing it. Subsequently we'll be learning the chapter board meetings, and that time we'll be understanding what are the matters which has to be decided on the board meeting, and which are the factors, which are the issues which can be discussed. Not in the board meeting, but still decisions can be taken. All these things will be learning subsequently. Okay. So now understanding is that the collective body of the directors can be called as the board of directors. Having understood that, or with that background, that is, there is a concept of board, there is a concept of individual directors, and directors are officers of the company. In certain situations, they can be employee of the company. With that background, now we are in a position to understand what are the various types of directors first of all. After that, only we'll be understanding about the appointment of directors. Okay. Now, one more concept we need to learn, that for every company, it is necessary to have a board of directors. Right? Every company shall have a board of directors consisting of individuals and directors. So without board of director, it's not possible to have a company. Now a question might be arising that how many directors a company should have. So it depends upon various types of company. If it is a public company, now you can see how many directors are required. If it is a public company,
3.
3.
Three.
You have already understood what is a public company. If it's a private company, how many directors are required?
2.
Minimum 2.
2. In case of one-person company, how many directors?
1. He is a one and whole.
Oh, 1. So these many directors are required depending upon the type of the company. Some cases it is 3, some cases it is 2, some cases it is 1 director. The public company minimum 3 directors, private company minimum 2 directors, and OPC it's possible to have manage the company with 1 director. Okay. And here one more concept also we are going to learn, that a company can have normally maximum 15 directors. Maximum size of the board is 15. Right? If at all a company wants to keep more than 15 directors, that is a possibility. Company can do so. Company can do so by passing a special resolution. A special resolution where at least 3/4 majority will agree that company can have more than 15 directors. If that is so, if special resolution is passed, then only company can have more than 15 directors. Otherwise, normally how many directors can be appointed?
Maximum 15.
Maximum.
15.
Maximum 15.
Maximum. Now have a look at this chart. Have a look at this chart. Number of directors of the company. I think things will be clear. Minimum, these many directors can be appointed. Maximum, these many directors can be appointed.
15.
So the maximum 15, this is applicable for every company, like public, private, and OPC.
There are certain exceptions. I am coming to that. Okay. So normally maximum 15 directors. Okay. But if a company wants to appoint beyond 15, then what is required? A kind of special resolution. A kind of special resolution is required. Now, as you rightly asked, is there an exception for this maximum number of directors? There are, you see, 2 kinds of companies. First of all, a government company. Government company is exempted for these provisions. That is the provisions of maximum 15 number of directors. A government company can have exemption. Right? But provided the government company is not a defaulted company. Company has not committed in default in filing its financial statements or filing its annual return. If these 2 conditions are met, then this is not applicable to the government company. Company can have more than 15 directors without passing a special resolution, provided the government company has not defaulted in filing its annual return and the financial statements with register of the company. That is one exception. Okay. Second exception is that Section 8 company. Section 8 company we have discussed earlier. This is a company which is for charitable purposes. These companies do not distribute their profit by way of dividend. Right? These companies also have this kind of exception. It can have more than 15 directors without passing a special resolution. Okay, understood. These are the possibilities. This is the maximum number of directors. So I repeat, now you can understand. Let us see this chart once again. So maximum public company 3 directors, private company 2 directors, OPC 1 director. This is the minimum number of directors required. This is the minimum number of directors required. And maximum possibility is 15 directors. If more than 15, special resolution is required. Special resolution is not required for government companies if they are not defaulters, or Section 8 company if they are not defaulters.
You listen me or not?
Okay.
Okay, sir.